I am so freaking proud of Eileen Goo. Inspirational, resilient, intelligent, and well-spoken in 2 languages. Asian representation at the Winter Olympics is just sublime. The reason it bothers Americans so much, again, going back to the Goo thing, is because these people, they stand on the shoulders, and so do you, Simu, of what the United States built to try and say someone else could build it better, but they never did! Speaking of the Chinese. We haven't done one of these in a while because they always get throttled on YouTube. So if you are watching this clip on YouTube, if you happen to stumble across it, 11 a.m. Weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, we stream live, and we stream live on Rumble. We haven't done a what a piece of shit in a long time. But let me ask you, when you think of like woke leftist celebrities, who comes to mind? Probably Ziegler, Eilish, Leguizamo, Ruffalo, people like that. Now we have a new contender. So for those of you who aren't familiar, you may remember this guy, Simu Liu from Shang-Chi, and from telling, this was sort of what made him go viral, and he decided to lean into it, that white people can't or shouldn't make boba tea, which frankly I think sucks to begin with, but watch.
I am studying your can, and I am looking for anything that tells me where boba came from. And where boba came from is Taiwan. You know, I started this venture company for a lot of reasons, but really primarily to uplift minority entrepreneurs. And not only do I feel like this is not happening here, but that I would be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage. I want to be a part of bringing boba to the masses, but not like this. So for that reason, I'm out.
Not like this.
Thanks.
Not like this.
Fucking white people.
It makes me sad how successful this business is. It makes me sad that people are, you know, they're drinking boba with a raccoon with a sun.
It doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to change and do that.
That's true, but there has to be a willingness, and I have to be able to invest in these founders knowing that, that change is possible.
They didn't say no. The collaboration that they've had to this point is with their supplier in Taiwan. And if nobody else has told them that before, you can't put that all on them.
By the way, this is why he's also a terrible human being, but this is most of the left. See, they'll say you're racist if you say, you know, it makes me sad or it makes me upset that X person committed this crime, or that X person, you know, has taken advantage of another. That's typically what conservatives, you know, we say this is impermissible. We need to bridle human sinful nature. The left says, it makes me sad that this person is successful. It makes me sad that this business is successful. It makes me sad, it makes me upset that this person started a business and has too much money and they wage class warfare. But it's more wrong for you to say you're upset that people commit crimes, right? They're upset over success. You're upset over criminality. Also, he's from China, not Taiwan. He did try and clarify his remarks quite poorly shortly thereafter.
First and foremost, I want to say I think we hit on a really important discussion about cultural appropriation, what it is, how
seriously
is,
you wouldn't be mad if they were black.
How is something exploitative rather than kind of paying homage and paying respect? On
You're
the flip
using
side,
electricity to power your smartphone while wearing jeans. Tell me, Ben, about cultural appropriation.
Of death threats and harassment and otherwise just kind of bullying and dogpiling. And I just want to say that full stop, it's never okay to make threats. It's never okay to bully and harass online. And what I mean by that, I don't mean, I don't mean that, the business owners don't deserve valid criticism, and I don't believe that you should not be vocal about your disagreement. But, I think we can all agree, common sense, there's a line.
There's nothing about your statements that involve common sense. And that's why it's time for the latest installment of What a Piece of Shit. Yeah.
Another thing too is he's mad that they didn't put that boba comes from Taiwan on the can. After he said that he wouldn't invest in a non-minority anyway. He failed to mention that no boba company is putting that tapioca comes from Brazil. Mm-hmm. The boba, the balls it's tapioca. It doesn't come from Taiwan. It comes from Brazil.
Yeah. Also, you know what?
The key element.
You're mad about appropriation. How about you go after all the Hispanic chefs who make Chinese food in America?
Oof, and Canada.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing this like you have to respect where these things come from. What about IP in China?
Yeah.
You guys like technology? Do all of your iPhones say "Thank God America invented this"?
Am I not allowed to use fireworks anymore?
Maybe not, because it doesn't say "Proud Heritage of China."
It's all right. No more electricity for them.
So
Screw these guys.
I'll get into this with you a little. This guy, Shang-Chi is the most famous film. It was the first Marvel film, funny enough, to be denied screening in China. Because he accidentally referred to China as the third world. And
Actually,
I say accidentally because he didn't mean to, but it is.
Yeah, but it is. And I think it was just that it was bad and they needed cover.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
pretty
like,
much
how
it.
about we just like be racist against one of our own instead of saying the movie sucks?
Yeah, but even then, he's really trying to get back in their good graces because he is basically a communist. Not even in disguise. He's just another white-hating Asian.
We're talking white Asians who don't even live in Asian nations. Olympic commie participation, resentful ethnic masturbation.
What's that for appropriation? So let me give you a few examples as to why. He's a huge, identity politics person. And funny enough, a huge fan of Eileen Goo. Remember the person who, the traitor?
Yeah. Born here, grew up in the United States, trained here, took advantage of all.
Decided to make money. The kind of money that is never afforded to Chinese citizens. But, someone is semi-American, they want to kind of steal a draft pick.
Competed against Americans.
Right, exactly. Well, or champion, she is the people's champion, according to this guy. He actually wrote this on X. He wrote, "I am so freaking proud of Eileen Goo. Inspirational, resilient, intelligent, and well-spoken in 2 languages. Asian representation at the Winter Olympics is just sublime. It's so phenomenal to see so many Asians who grew up all over the world shining on the world's biggest stage. You're undeniable. Bravo." Well, I tell you what could be denied. Her citizenship. What a piece of shit.
How gay to say you're undeniable.
Also, just think about this. Asians, so many Asians who grew up all over the world. Also, Asians born not in Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't you be American?
Right.
Oops.
Didn't you champion that Bad Bunny, We're All America thing?
Yeah.
And then, but you're not American?
You're not American. They're all
You're an Asian from all over the world.
It's also funny. They always do this. They go like, don't say Chinese. We're supposed to say Asian because you can't say Oriental anymore, which really would be more accurate.
Bring that back.
It's like, but you say Asian. I bet you the Japanese would like to have your ear for a minute. They don't want to be lumped in with you. This idea that they're all Asian, the infighting, the factions amongst the Asians historically, like you don't know the level of discrimination and cruelty. So when
No. He got it right. One day the world will be all China.
Right.
That's
No. He got on. One day, our world will be Japan.
No, China.
Japan, Pan-Pacific
better.
superior race. Okay, I know. Let's just settle by seeing who has a more daughter. Oh, that's right. You kill all them. Oh, the rest of the world want to be China? Ladies in America, I hope you don't drag your feet unless it's super tiny.
They hate each other. Generally, I'd side with the Japanese on that one. So Gordon Chang brought up Goo's allegiance to China, which we've covered, and Liu just lost his mind. He wrote, "Shut your trash mouth and pander your dumb shit somewhere else." Well, except his is accurate.
Yes.
You piece of shit.
I'm a child.
A little bit, yeah. It's okay though.
The reason it bothers Americans so much, again, going back to the Goo thing, is because these people, they stand on the shoulders, and so do you, Simu, of what the United States built to try and say someone else could build it better, but they never did.
And then these same people will lecture us.
Yes.
On what America is and how we should be patriotic.
Yeah.
No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to lecture me on anything American if you compete against Americans competing for one of our biggest rivals.
Right, exactly right.
Oh.
Go to college over there. Don't go to Stanford. Don't live in the United States.
Well, here he also is defending and championing Mamdani. So in October of 25, conservative Vince Dow tweeted out about Mamdani. He said, "As an Asian, I feel I have authority on rice. Eating rice with your hands is gross, strange, and barbaric. Nobody in my family has ever done this. He acts like utensils were never invented."
It's true.
Well, of course, enter Shang-Chi, Simu, whatever his name, he got pissed off. He wrote, "You don't have authority on jack shit. You're just putting your own culture down to try to make yourself more palatable to white conservatives, you dumb bitch. Acting like people don't get their hands dirty eating pizza or ribs or tacos. Shut the F up." Yeah, but you don't, though. You don't really get all that dirty. Like, I understand that it can happen if you get pizza that's too greasy or tacos, but the whole thing, like, that's why it's surrounded by relatively dry bread or crust. Ribs, you may have a point, but that's because there's a bone on it. Also, people in China aren't eating them with their hands. You guys have chopsticks. Not as advanced as the fork, but it's better than eating with hands. You feel the need to defend anyone who is just category not America while you benefit from the United States, you piece of shit. Here's another one. And this one comes from Lane the Brain, that this guy's he's basically a Chinese imperialist who wants to steal from Koreans. So remember his own words. He wrote, "I wouldn't want to be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage." I think he was talking about boba tea.
Boba tea.
But he's Chinese, right?
Yeah, Chinese.
Okay. He's not Taiwanese?
Not Taiwanese.
I don't know. Whatever.
No.
Well, time will tell.
Separate country.
Okay. All right. Depends on who he's talking to
One
that
day.
But here's the thing.
All China.
Liu got his big break when he landed a role on Kim's Convenience. And he was playing, wait for it, a Korean.
Very casually, he says, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm doing this show called Kim's Convenience. We're turning it into a TV show, and I'm going to be looking for people soon." And he just kind of left it at that. Then I hear nothing from him for, I think, almost 6 months. And then in February the next year, I got a call to come in and audition. I mean, I knew that my life would change, but in 1,000 years, I never would have predicted that it would become this kind of phenomenon. It's the single most amazing, incredible thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, why does he get to steal a role from a Korean?
Oh, come on.
Bobby Lee shouldn't have a shot?
He should get the shot.
Think about that. But
That would be great, by the way.
yeah, I wouldn't want to do this because, I wouldn't want to see someone, I wouldn't want to support a business that's near and dear to my heart, even though I'm Chinese and it's Taiwanese, so I'm trying to appropriate that there and act as really basically anything Asian sort of fusion is me. It's my thing. Also, I'm going to take the roles from Koreans because I know that most people can't tell the difference. We all look quite similar. And then lament that there were too many white writers. He did. He actually complained about that.
way.
He took a role from a Korean.
Oh, my God.
And then wrote, "It was always my understanding that the lead actors were the stewards of character." Korean actors for a Korean role would be better. I don't know if the history, like Korea, China, it's not all friendly, just to be clear. So, the actors were the stewards of character. First off, that's wrong, you self-important prick.
Is this
it is the writers.
The guy that can't write is saying this?
Yes, the guy that can't write.
Oh, okay.
And would grow to have more creative insight as the show went on. Yeah, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't because you didn't create the show that was created for Koreans, you racist Chinaman. This was not the case on our show, which was doubly confusing because our producers were overwhelmingly white. And we were a cast of Asian Canadians who had a plethora of lived experiences to draw from and offer to writers. So the white writers
Who existed, by the way.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yes.
Which is the reason your show was able to be a show.
Right.
Okay.
So the white writers should draw from your lived experience as a Chinese Canadian on how to write Koreans, you piece of
Dude, he said producers, too. In that last one, he said producers.
right.
People don't know what producers do.
They produce things.
Yeah, it's like, there's not like you... They're the ones that made the show.
Yeah, how about just...
They came up with the show. It's their fault that you have a show.
Yes,
Right.
indeed. How about you just, say thank you and maybe just take responsibility for having bad ideas?
Right.
It's not
Well, he doesn't have
because
any
they're white.
ideas. He doesn't have any ideas. You know what his idea was for the boba tea company? He's like, you should put Taiwan on there. Oh, thank you. Hey, you know what I think you should do is you should listen to more Asians. You mean Koreans? Just Asians, good enough. This guy is just a race grifter. He's a hateful, bigoted little person. And before you guys go, he's Canadian, the market is dictated by the United States, all right?
Yeah.
He's doing American films, and Canada only exists because of the United States military. This man he's a very slight, just sort of ball of hate. He's a Chinese Canadian Al Sharpton, I guess. He actually even wrote more proof about anti-Asian racism without acknowledging truth, by the way. Here's the thing. I get it. There is anti-Asian racism.
Yeah.
But not in the way he describes. He wrote this in Variety. He wrote, most disappointing of all, I've watched as you, the bystanders and witnesses, have stood idly by and simply not cared enough to speak up. Most of you don't even believe that racism exists against Asian people. But he only talks about like white people being racist, and an example that he pulls is from 1982. Keep in mind that blacks commit 27% of all violent attacks against Asians. Actually, they're like 305% more likely to commit violence against Asians than any other neighborhood statistics would actually show. Like, it's not even close. Remember there was that stat, there was a small study because they don't want to study it because every time they study interracial crime, it gets really, really bad. It was like 85% of all violent crimes in the Bay Area, all were committed by blacks against Asians. Every time you study it, you discover what you already knew to be true, that black Americans tend to beat the shit out of Asians far more often than white people. Nothing about this guy is genuine, including playing a Korean. And by the way, I don't even know that he's an actor because the jury has been in for a long time. He's a token hire. We have proven empirically Asians can't act.
The price you pay for bringing up either my Chinese or American heritage as a negative is I collect your head. Just like this here.
서동양 냄새가 봅니다. 우리가 위생에 워낙에 치중하다 보니까.
부원장님한테나 disgusting shit.
Oh, what time is it?
Is it time for our CIA rendezvous yet?
Speaking of the devil himself.
How's it going, James?
The name is Pond. James Pond.
I think you're afraid.
You said that this morning. And yet, here I am.
What is your name change logic? You going into hiding and your name is Michael, you want to change it to Michael.
That's not what happened.
It's like, hi, my name's Gina. I'm gonna go into hiding. My new name is Gina.
Okay, bye, Ma.
But they can sing. Hey, wait, isn't your favorite show Shogun?
Most of them are horrible actors.
Come on.
No, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you on this.
You don't have to agree with me.
And Jackie Chan is a national treasure in two nations.
You're right. He is the finest actor that we have seen.
No, I will say this: he was better than Chris Tucker when they were side by side, but that's not saying much.
No,
they were. No. You guys. It's borderline blasphemy here.
Not. By the way, also
that was a perfect coupling, and that's an amazing movie. I don't want to hear you trash Rush Hour again.
Also, don't you love that the sort of emblematic example that you have out there of a successful Asian actress is Awkwafina, whose entire career is predicated on stealing other people's material? Isn't that fun? Her song, the Vagina song, was literally a ripoff of the Penis song of My Dick. She ripped it off and be like, oh, what a tremendous talent. Why? Because she's Asian, she's a woman, and this is probably the best acting we're going to get out of one of them. Back to this guy. You know what? I'm done. What a piece of shit. You're still here on YouTube. Remember when we could say whatever we wanted on YouTube and people didn't have to censor out words like gay? See, even that, right? That's not even a swear word. Or the word sex. Even if you're just talking about it, you're not saying anything profane. That's why I live stream on Rumble 5 days a week. Go subscribe over there on Rumble, where you get the live show every single day. If you're still using this archaic form of delivery for information on YouTube, I don't want to judge, but your father hates you.